Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my personal settings and also show you guys the best settings to use in this game. I'm going to show you guys the new settings that I have and also show you guys one of the binds that I changed as of 5 or 6 days ago that I really do like. It makes a huge difference on my game. So like I said, I'll be showing you guys all the settings and new binds that I have. So definitely stay to the end of the video because these settings I feel like are the best in the game. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys want to enter this giveaway and have a chance to win 2,000 V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video and when I announce the giveaway winners. And lastly, make sure you guys do comment down below either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into my next giveaway. So if you want some free V-Bucks, make sure you guys do enter. And also, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom, click on support a creator, type in my code. My creator code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I want to be going over my new settings that I have in Fortnite because I did make a couple changes that I wanted to make a video on because I feel like these changes were really important based on the current meta and what I think is going to be the best settings for you guys to use. And also, like I said, I will be showing you guys all of the settings that I use in this game. So going into my settings, and for the video settings, there's not really too much interesting here. Obviously, if you guys don't know my colorblind, it is on the Trident Ope and also on 4. As far as all my view distances, you guys can see that. Motion blur, you want to have this setting off. I've seen some people with it on. It's just kind of weird. I guess if you want to have like a cool montage, it's cool to have it on, but definitely have this setting off. And everything else is pretty much the default. And so going into the game settings, and of course, I have sprint by default on. If you guys don't already have this setting on, you probably live in like the 1950s because everyone uses this setting by now. So sprint by default, have that on. The auto open door feature, if you guys don't have this setting on, you definitely want to make sure you do. And what this does, if you mess up one of the corner 3 bottom edits and you accidentally make a door on a wall, it'll automatically open up the door instead of having to hit X and then open it. And so auto consumables to the right, you want to have this on. So basically when you pick up minis, it goes all the way to the right side instead of like in your first couple slots. Just makes it easier for moving your stuff around in the inventory. So confirm edit on release. I get asked about this all the time. I do have that setting on, which I'll show you guys the binds I have for like confirm, reset, all that stuff. But confirm edit on release on, I have that on just because it clears up an extra bind, and it's just one of those things that's just super helpful for a lot of things, even though it's just a little bit faster with it off. So for my replays, you want to make sure you have this setting off, because when you have this setting on, it can hurt your FPS just a little bit. It's not going to make like, make you go from like 2 FPS to like 50 FPS, but it will definitely give you a little bit of an FPS boost if you have this setting off because it makes your game work a little less hard. So going into my controller options and sensitivities, the controller auto run, I have this off because in the other setting I sprint by default on. Vibration, I have this setting off. You want to make sure you guys have this setting off because it's really helpful. It makes everything more inconsistent when you have it on. So as far as my sensitivities, my building and editing sensitivity is now a 2.3 on both. Back, I think it was about a week ago, I played on a 2.1 and then a 2.3 edit. So my editing stayed the same and I bumped up my building speed from 2.1 to 2.3. And the reason why I did is I feel like now, especially in just the way the meta is in this game, I'm constantly getting third party, I'm constantly getting shot in the back, and I feel like I'm not able to turn around fast enough. So I do play on an extremely high building and editing sensitivity. And of course, you'll get that one guy in the comment sections be like, bro, Young Humor, 2.3, that's like super low. I play on like a 5. I play on a 5 building and editing sensitivity. I'm the fastest builder in this game. And obviously you get those kids, but 2.3 definitely is on the high end. Some of you weirdos play on some crazy high building sensitivity that you really can't even control. If I can't control it, I don't know how you guys control it. So like I said, 2.3 for my building and editing sensitivity. Going down to my X and Y, I'll play on a 48%. This is my favorite sensitivity to use for X and Y. I would recommend, if you guys don't like the sensitivity or maybe you want to change it a little bit, I honestly recommend anything from 46% to 50%. That is the range that I I find the best because it's not exactly on necessarily the low end, but it's not necessarily on the high end. It's a good medium sensitivity, which I feel like is going to be very good for the majority of players. Because for me, I personally like a medium sensitivity, and that's what 48% is to me. And obviously, my building and editing is a 2.3 on the high end, but my X and Y, 48%, that's kind of a medium settings. And then for my ADS sensitivity, aim down sights, I play on a 10% on both. This, for me, has been the best aim down sight and sensitivity I've ever had. For those guys who watch my live streams, I'm telling you, I've probably in the last 3 days, like not even exaggerating, I've got at least like 20 or 30 kills just from beaming guys out of the sky from launch padding. Like I'm telling you, 10 sensitivity is the best for me to use. I would recommend anything from like a 9 to an 11%. But when you're talking about beaming kids out of the air, when they're launch padding, when they're in the distance, I find 10% to be the best in my opinion. I used to be on like a 14 or 15%, but I mean, that's still good, but it didn't necessarily beam as much as I want from distances. So 10% is by far my favorite. Honestly, I'd probably maybe go down to like a 9 or bump it up to an 11, but I'm not going to move it any more around that. My look dead zones, if you guys are curious, are a 10% on both. And then my foot controller setting, I have this off because when you have this setting on, it kind of adds like a little bit of an input delay. So you want to make sure you have this setting off. It makes everything really, really consistent, and it just makes everything more responsive. So you want to have this setting off. I know a lot of guys ask me, do you have this setting on or off? I've had it off for the past couple weeks, and I can say it has made a huge difference on my game. And I would also recommend you guys to have this setting off as well, because like I said, it makes everything feel just slightly more delayed. It's not crazy, but it definitely adds a little bit in there. Now, as far as my binds, I was going to show you guys the binds that I changed. So these are all the binds that I have. Keep in mind, I do play with paddles. I have 4 paddles. And just to explain what I have for each paddle, it's very simple. So my bottom left paddle is my jump button. My upper left paddle is my pickaxe. My bottom right paddle is how I place my launch pads. And then my top right paddle is my edit button. And you can see the binds for that. So upper left on the D-pad is binded to my upper left paddle. The right on the D-pad, my edit button, is bound to the upper right on my paddle. Jump button is A, that's bound to the bottom left. And then what I moved was the bottom right paddle. As I just mentioned, I used that to place my launch pads. But what I had for the bottom right paddle, I used to have it as build, but the problem is that it honestly kind of hurt my fingers a little bit because I was just having to the people I was fighting in pubs were so tryhard that I literally had to keep spamming my build and edit button, and it kind of hurt my fingers a little bit after a little bit of time. So I decided, screw it, I'm going to move my build over to left stick. So you guys can see my left stick is my switch mode, and this has been the setting that I've had for the past 5 or 6 days, and I honestly like it quite a bit. So for those guys who play paddles and use all 4 paddles, these are the best binds that I would recommend to you guys. I think they're very, very good, and I would give these a try. As I mentioned, top left paddle is pickaxe, bottom left is jump, top right is edit, and bottom right is launchpad, and then my left stick is going to be where I pull up my build, so that's going to be my switch mode. So these are just all the settings that I currently have. So the first one, the combat, these are the build controls. And as far as the editing, because I know you guys want to see what I confirm and reset with, so at the top left I have my confirm button. I have that on the left trigger, and then I have my reset down on my right stick. So as for my edit button, like I mentioned, I have my upper right paddle as my edit button. I have confirm on release. So when I'm just going for a normal edit, I don't have to hit a confirm button. But on resets, I do have my confirm as the left trigger, and then I have my reset button on right stick. These are the reset buttons that I've had for at least the past like 5 or 6 months, and I really, really do like it. So basically, those are all the current settings that I have and what I would recommend. I really do like these settings quite a bit. I know my building and editing sensitivity is a little bit on the high end, so if it's a little bit too hard to control, I'd recommend maybe a 2.1 on both. I do like having a high building and editing because having a high building sensitivity prevents you from getting third party as much, or at least helps you protect your sides more, or I guess it helps protect your sides more easily having a high building sensitivity. And I do like having a high editing sensitivity because I'm very, very quick with my edits. So with that being said, that was wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do hit that like button. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. And as well, I do live stream on this channel every single day at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys do come by my live streams. I play solos every single day on stream. So if you guys haven't came by my live streams or just forgot when I stream, it is 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every single day here on this channel. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I will see you next video.